Power English. We welcome you with open arms.
Yes, we do.
Make sure you get your textbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has our faces on it.
Yeah, it
has
sure
a
does.
nice smell. Yeah.
So I was thinking about last year, for a couple of years, I was giving out books every month through Instagram. And by the way, if you want to check out my Instagram for updates and things, it's at The Kristen Show, KRISTENCHO. What's your address?
At Cameron.word. Yeah.
Okay, so I've come up with this brilliant idea. Instead of going to the post office every month, I thought that I would go to that place where we were at the fan meeting and be there and just hand them out.
Oh.
Personally.
Like a shopping mall Santa Claus.
There you go. There you go.
You know, what do you want for?
So do stop by Instagram, follow me, and I will give you that information.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, so the topic, and this is based on my personal experience, is about senior daycare.
Oh.
You've become more forgetful. So as everyone, probably not everyone, but a lot of people know that I live with my mom. I take care of her. And she's got memory loss.
Yes.
Okay. So now she is going to a senior daycare, which is really nice.
Yeah.
They pick her up, right? It's like door-to-door service. And so I thought I would base the month, or this day with this topic. Okay?
That's great.
All right. So here are some expressions that we're going to cover. Downer, DOWNER. Now, we know the word up and down.
Yeah.
What is a downer?
Yes. So this is something that brings your mood down. It makes you sad or it makes you depressed.
Yes, that's right. If you are getting up in years.
You're getting kind of old.
Yeah.
You are not young anymore.
It's another way of saying getting older.
Yeah.
If someone passes away.
That means they're dying.
Yeah.
They are no longer living.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue.
Uncle David, I read an article about a senior daycare downtown. They have a lot of fun and stimulating activities.
Daycare? Do I look like a toddler to you? Anyway, it's such a downer hanging around a bunch of old people.
I hate to remind you, but you're getting up in years too.
Ever since Claire passed, I've been on my own, and I like it that way.
But you've also become more forgetful. The family is worried about you.
Show me the article. I'll think about it.
Jessica says, Uncle David, I read an article about a senior daycare downtown. They have a lot of fun and stimulating activities.
Yes.
Okay. The word today, Power Vocab, is stimulating.
Yeah.
Stimulating. The thing about elderly people is that because they do less activities, they don't get enough stimulation, except for the TV.
Yeah.
So what is this word, stimulating activities?
Yeah, so this is an interesting word that if you translate it into Korean, it's too strong.
Yeah.
Like to stimulate, like 자극적인 활동. Like
that's kind of
the 자극적인 just sounds a little too strong.
Agreed.
To stimulate here just means that you are providing interest. It's something that's making you be active.
It's interactive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to participate in something.
That's right.
A non-stimulating activity is like watching TV.
Yes.
A stimulating activity would be, playing games.
Right.
Where you're having to use your mind.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, very good point. So
it's not necessarily like very aggressive or strong stimulation.
Like going swimming for an hour. Yeah.
Or like sitting under a waterfall.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
And David says, daycare? Do I look like a toddler to you? Anyway, it's such a downer hanging around a bunch of old people. Now, David is the uncle.
Yes.
Okay? And he, he's kind of offended. And this is really true. Most senior adults are like, what?
Yeah.
Daycare, why would I go there? Okay?
Yeah.
And a toddler is basically a little child. Infant, toddler, maybe 2, 3, 4 years old.
Yes.
Okay?
The toddle is actually about the walking, right?
The walking, yeah.
They toddle around. They're walking, but it's maybe not great walking.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So David says it's a downer to hang around a bunch of old people. What does that mean, a downer?
So a downer means it is something that makes me sad, something that makes me depressed.
It brings you down.
Yeah. So there are some people that, if they're surrounded by other old people, they feel like it reminds them that they are also older.
Right.
And some people that is not, doesn't make them very happy.
I tell you, my mom, she never hung around people her age.
Oh, really?
Never. And so before she entered the program, she was like, I'm not going.
Did she, was it always younger?
Always.
Oh.
Always.
See, I was always older.
Isn't that interesting?
Like, when I was 5 years old, my best friend, she was in her 60s.
Oh.
I went to her house, every day.
That is so cute.
We did puzzles.
Oh, my gosh.
We baked.
You're kidding.
I don't know.
That's wonderful.
I think that's why all my interests are just so old. But that's interesting that your mom she was resistant. She thought it would be a downer to go, but...
And me too. I hang out with younger people, usually. Yeah. Okay, so what does Jessica say?
I hate to remind you, but you're getting up in years too.
Okay. I hate to something you, all right? I hate to do this.
Yeah.
You're not really saying 중요하다.
Yeah.
But what are you saying?
So the meaning is more like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
And this very exact construction of I hate to, but you're trying to be polite.
Yeah.
Because you're going to say something that the other person doesn't like.
Right.
Or you're going to do something that the other person doesn't like.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like saying, I don't want to do this, but I have to do this.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to say this, but I don't like her. Yeah. So it's like you can put whatever verb you want.
Yeah. I hate to end the party.
Yeah.
But it's getting late.
Yeah.
I need to go
bed.
home.
Yeah. Okay. So getting up in years is another way of saying getting older.
Getting old.
But Cameron, here's our question. Why won't you say, but you're getting old?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there a difference in kind of the feeling?
A little bit. So for me personally, if you're saying old, there is the physical part of your body also getting old.
Yeah.
Whereas here, the getting up in years, you're trying to just talk about the person's age.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're getting old, and as you get older, your body doesn't go as fast.
Right.
But you don't want to say it so directly.
Right.
So you say something like, oh, you're getting up in years.
Getting up in years, yeah.
That number is kind of going higher and higher. It's kind of, I don't know. It sounds a little more polite.
Yeah, because when you use the word old, it sounds so direct, and it sounds old.
Yeah.
The word old sounds old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just kind of the idea that, you are getting older is kind of the way this expression expresses that. Okay. So then David says, ever since Claire passed, I've been on my own, and I like it that way. Okay, so Claire, probably Auntie Claire.
Yes.
She passed. Now, pass away, passed, both are same?
Yep. In this case, you can say both. Ever since Claire passed, ever since Claire passed away, there's no real difference in meaning. Yeah. I would say.
That's right. Okay, so it's just a nicer way of saying they died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to say that.
Sometimes people say, too, ever since, now that she's gone. People do say
she's
that.
gone.
Yeah, gone.
Or she's not with us.
She's not with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all ways of saying the same thing.
Oh, well, although I will say, in reference to people, humans, Koreans are less likely to use the Korean equivalent for die.
Yeah.
They'll say things like passed away, no longer with us,
Yes.
in the Korean equivalent.
Yes.
Whereas an American might still say die.
Yes.
Like people will say, oh, my grandma died.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's not that strong.
Right.
But if you want to be more polite, you have this option.
Okay. All right. So Jessica says, but you've also become more forgetful. The family is worried about you.
David says, show me the article. I'll think about it.
Okay. So Jessica is concerned, worried about her uncle.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how it's beginning, and we will see what happens throughout the month. Let's listen to that one more time.
Uncle David, I read an article about a senior daycare downtown. They have a lot of fun and stimulating activities.
Daycare? Do I look like a toddler to you? Anyway, it's such a downer hanging around a bunch of old people.
I hate to remind you, but you're getting up in years too.
Ever since Claire passed, I've been on my own, and I like it that way.
But you've also become more forgetful. The family is worried about you.
Show me the article. I'll think about it.
It's time for Power Note. Let's do a quick review. A downer is a depressing situation. It's something that brings you down.
Yes.
So that word down is used to express your mood. I'm feeling down. He's feeling down and out.
Yes.
Very common, right? I wish Debbie hadn't come to the party.
I know. She's always such a downer in social situations.
So if a person is a downer,
Yeah.
it's like that person makes you feel depressed.
They're just everything is sad, everything's
and heavy.
Complain, heavy.
Yeah,
You can't have fun around that person.
No. Remember on SNL, Debbie Downer?
Yeah.
There's
that's a very
famous sketch.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like every American knows.
Yeah.
Her name was Debbie Downer. And everyone would be having fun, and she just finds a way to ruin everybody's fun.
Right. If you're curious, go to YouTube and type in Debbie Downer, SNL, and you'll see what we mean.
And you'll have Americans say things like, oh, quit complaining. Don't be a Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be that person that's always ruining our fun.
That's right. Why are you watching that show about pollution again? It's such a downer. So reading the news about climate,
reading the news about
warming.
anything.
Oh, gosh.
reading the
news is a downer.
Yeah.
Oh, agreed. I can't stop. But it is such a downer.
There's no good news anymore.
No.
It's all bad news.
All bad news.
All the time.
And it's like another war. Another conflict.
Yeah.
It's nonstop.
It never stops.
Okay. All right. So when you say like a person can be a downer, the employees are all downers, or anything really can be a downer.
Yeah. Well, and you have to be a little careful. This is like a mid-level sort of sadness and depression. If someone passes away, there's like a major earthquake or natural disaster, and you go, oh, what a downer. It sounds slightly too light,
right?
And like you're trying to make a joke. But anything in the middle, where you're hearing bad news, or a person who's just always cranky.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's that's a very good point, because like a conflict or war is devastating.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like absolutely like tragic, and there are other words to express.
Like you would never say, oh, this funeral is a downer. Like
no.
Funerals are very sad.
Yeah.
And this is not appropriate. It's not a strong enough word.
Right.
For what you mean whenever you're talking about a funeral being like sad. And,
that is so true.
Yeah.
Okay. If you are getting up in years, you're growing older. Okay. So, and as you had mentioned before, it's strictly about the number, the age.
Yes.
Okay. How is your mother?
She's slowing down, but she is getting up in years, so it's to be expected.
Yes. As I've been getting up in years, I've learned what is most important in life.
Yes. Again, this is mostly about the amount of time you've been on the earth, how long you've lived.
Yes.
And that number.
Yeah.
So it's not always about my body is breaking.
Right.
Sometimes it's about like experience that you have.
Here's my question to you then. When does this expression become appropriate? Like around what age would you say you know, I'm getting up in years, or, oh, she's getting up in years.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you would not say that to someone who's like 29.
Oh, no.
No.
I would say getting up in years, not as a joke, but said seriously.
Seriously.
Maybe in their 60s, probably by their 70s is when you'd really start to say it.
Right.
Or, like, let's say you're talking about a dog.
Oh,
Like a dog that's 11, 12, 13 years old.
That's my dog.
Then you could start to say the dog is getting up in their years.
Yeah,
right?
Scotty will be 14, 15 this year. He's getting up in years.
So it's definitely, they're at the end part of their life.
Yeah.
At least like
the golden years.
The last 25% of the expected lifetime.
Yeah, that's right.
That's probably when you would start to use this term.
I think that's safe. Okay, yeah. So getting up in years, I'm not there yet.
No, you're not.
No, I'm far from it.
You're not up in your years yet.
No, and you are way behind.
I don't know.
But your soul, your old soul, is almost there.
You're so healthy, you're going to live much longer than me. So I may already be getting up in my years just from like a biological, like a body scan.
You know what I think it is? You're 10 years older than your normal age, and I feel like I'm 10 years younger. So that's why we kind of get along.
We meet in the middle.
That's right. Okay. Pass or pass away means to die.
Yes.
I heard your grandmother passed. I'm so sorry.
Thanks. She was sick for a while, so it was expected.
Yes. When I pass away, I want to be buried at sea. Yeah, some people have those wishes.
Yeah, some people...
sprinkle my ashes, in the mountain.
Or like in the water. I want to be sent to space. Take my ashes and throw
Mars. Throw
me into the sun.
Oh my And just let it burn.
Let me burn.
Okay. Power pattern. I hate to, which means I don't want to say this, but I have to. I hate to bother you, but I think your car is blocking me in.
I hate to tell you this, but your credit card was declined.
Okay.
Yeah.
So oftentimes, I hate to bother you. I hate to tell you. I hate to say this. I hate to remind you.
Yeah.
So many things that you can use that with.
Yeah.
All right. Stimulating is our power vocab. Check that definition on page 12, and let's thank our sponsor.
한국토익위원회에서 취업